let's just get started. It's going to be what's blocking you tarot card reading. So we have pile number 1 is going to be like, I think this is literally just like a necklace that I had. So this pile number 1. Pile number 2 is going to be this pendulum. I don't know what type of stone this is, but it's a pendulum that I have that I personally really love. It's just amazing, this pendulum. Anyways, pile number 3 is going to be this pink rose quartz pendulum. So anyways, pick your pile 1, 2, or 3, and let's get started. Let's start with pile number 1, and we're going to see what is blocking you. I'm going to start with these. Spirit, what is blocking pile number 1? Anything that's blocking pile number 1? What is blocking pile number 1? What is blocking pile number 1? What is blocking pile number 1? Okay. What else is blocking pile number 1? Okay, I'm gonna start with that. So I'm gonna just go over with you guys pile number 1. I'm gonna keep it right there. I think you guys have like a fear of failing. You guys definitely have a fear of commitment. A fear of committing maybe to someone and failing at it, and putting in all the work that you have to put in with being in maybe in a relationship and branching out into your own type of business. But there's definitely a fear that you have. You have a fear of falling on your ass, and being alone and having no one else to blame but yourself. You have a huge fear of just like what people think, maybe commitment, and sometimes you get mad at yourself for this fear that you have and why you don't let a lot of people in, and that's blocking you from seeing that you are the queen or you are the king of, whatever you choose to do in your life. You're able to do a lot, but you have this fear that if you just hide yourself away in this little castle by yourself, then maybe no one will hurt you, maybe nothing bad will come to you. But that is definitely something that's blocking you. Spirit, anything else blocking pile number 1? Thank you. Okay. Definitely a romance, definitely some type of unity in romance that you think maybe someone has another person in their life. You think someone's cheating on you in a romantically or just maybe in a friendship, and that's definitely blocking you from trusting people. But you definitely are on this, like, you have to be alone. You have this idea in your head that you have to be alone and no one else can help you, and if they do try, that makes you a failure in your own eyes. And that's a huge blockage that you're having within yourself, and you're definitely isolating yourself out with a lot of people. You're definitely not sharing your ideas, your thoughts, or even just talking to a lot of people right now. You're definitely concealing yourself to the darkness a little bit, and kind of just, it's honestly kind of really sad, pile number 1, that you are just afraid of really doing anything right now, because you feel like any direction that you go is going to hurt you physically, mentally. You just don't want to be hurt anymore. You don't want to be sad anymore. But that's definitely what's something blocking you, that fear of moving on and moving forward. That's definitely a huge thing that's blocking you. Pile number 1. How does pile number 1 get through this blockage? Spirit, how does pile number 1 get through this blockage? How does pile number 1 get through this blockage, Spirit? How do they get through the blockage that's holding them back? You need to reconnect with yourself. You definitely need to reconnect with who you are spiritually, and what you believe in. your beliefs might be different from others. You might believe into a higher power, spiritual being, God, you know, whatever you want to call it, but you definitely need to reconnect with that, even if that means, you know, praying or saying a prayer affirmation to yourself every morning is really important. You also need to have fun. You definitely need to have some type of fun brought back into your life. You definitely are missing that aspect, and that is what is helping fuel your fear, because you haven't had a good laugh in a long time. And not being able to let go and just kind of let yourself be is definitely holding you back. Pile number one. You need to speak to yourself in positive affirmations. It's a huge thing. But maybe even recentering yourself with water under a full moon, or even just taking a bubble bath, or just having maybe some type of reconnection with yourself, like rewriting your boundaries for yourself, or rewriting your goals for yourself, or really looking at who you are and what you want to be and what you want to aspire to. Even if that means going to the beach by yourself and where there's the water and the sound of the waves on the rocks crashing, and the calmness that's really calming for some people. But whatever helps bring you calmness, you definitely need to do that, and you need to recenter yourself and get rid of this fear, because this deep-rooted fear is holding you back into doing a lot more. Group number one. Anything else group number one needs to know, Spirit? Anything else they need to know? Anything else they need to know, Spirit? Anything else? You don't write a whole lot of stuff down. I think you maybe have ideas in your head, group number one, but you just kind of daydream a lot, and you kind of just think of like X, Y, and Z. What if this. I definitely think maybe something with the love connection broke with you. Again, it could be a friendship or something like that, but that really, something within that really hurt your self-esteem and really hurt just your whole mindset, and that's what put this fear into that maybe you're not good enough. Maybe someone was really mentally abusive to you, group number one, and they really had hurt you to the point where you don't want to be around anyone. But you do need to be able to let people in, group number one. And you also need to you need to forget about things that you haven't done and focus on what you can do. You are someone who thinks, and they are very mindful of what they're doing, but you don't have a plan, group number one. You're too scared. Like, you feel like you can't include anyone in your plans or your ideas, and you just like sit and think. You need to get out of that mindset. You definitely need to embrace what life has to offer, group number one, because a lot of that is really holding you back. You have this innocence within you that you feel like when you trust people, they definitely show you the wrong side of themselves. You definitely get bamboozled a lot in friendships and in relationships and just in life. You meet people and you're like, oh, okay, this person's gonna come out to help me, this is gonna be a good person in my life, and they turn out to be like a really bad person, someone who uses you, and really just does you dirty. And then that's how you've gotten into this mindset of just that fear, like, I can't trust anyone, I have to be by myself, I'm the only person who I can trust. And that's not true. There are other people, but you also do need to have a good laugh. I've been saying that, like, joy. You need joy back in your life. That's how this fear has really embedded itself into you, group number one, because you don't have not even a support system. You don't have a support system around yourself, first off. Second off, you don't smile. You aren't having fun. You aren't living carefree. You aren't, and everyone has their own stress, don't get me wrong, group number one, but your stress is different, where you have this paranoia that you can trust literally no one and everyone's kind of out to get you. And when you do try, because you've had it proven to you over and over and over again, but Spirit's saying that you need to go for it. You need to really try and get over this fear, because that's going to play a big part in your growth and your development and what you need to get through. And you have the strength to do that. You definitely have the strength. Again, I really think it's something with the relationship that really hurt you, that really did you dirty, that really hurt you, your soul, your mind, your body, your aura, everything. But Spirit's saying that you need to release it and you need to surrender and just embrace it. Unfortunately, sometimes we go through breakups and we go through things that hurt our everything, our whole fiber, our whole being. But Spirit is saying that you really do need to just embrace it and honestly get some laughs, have some fun, you know, just go back to how you were before. You definitely need to reset, because you just having that fear is going to limit everything that you want to do within your career, and it's probably already hurting you already. So that's definitely something that's holding you back. All right, that's going to be it for group number 1. I hope that resonated with you guys. Please leave a comment below if it did. I would really love to hear if it did, guys. Leave a comment. Again. Alright, group number 2. This is your reading. We're gonna see what's holding you back. I feel anticipation from group number 2 already. Just anticipation of what's going on. Just a little bit of jitteriness. Also kind of tired too. Group number 2. What's holding group number 2 back, Spirit? What's holding them back? I hear themselves. Anything else, Spirit? I hear you've been believing in other people and not in yourself. Okay, I'm gonna take this one because I think it goes along with the story. Okay. Group number 2, what's holding you back is yourself. For a long time you've been helping someone else, giving your ideas to someone else, really helping out your friends, your family, and just other people that need help from you. You're definitely you're a helper, so to say, and you're definitely a person who is independent, but you also are there for a lot of people in your life, a lot of people. But you and yourself, you are holding yourself back. I definitely think you feel like you have to carry a lot of the load for other people in your life, and you are that strong person, you are the independent person, but when you need something or you need to bounce an idea off someone, you just need love and support. You don't really have a whole lot of people that are there as ride or dies. You have had people backstab you in the past, but you've also seen a lot of people take your ideas in a sense. Maybe you gave someone an idea or made a comment like, oh, you know, we should do it, or you should do da, or you know, why doesn't someone do da, whatever, and they take the idea and they run off with it and they make money, and you're over here like, oh, okay, you know, I could have made money from that, or why don't I have any success in my life? But you are the only person holding yourself back. Group number 2, you are not only helping other people, too many people, you're helping too many people, but relying on too many people to kind of hand it to you and give it to you. You need to rely on yourself, and once you start relying on yourself, you will have a lot of fortune, fame, however you speak of fame, it will come to you. Some people think that fortune is having, you know, no debt. Some people think fame is having happiness and joy within themselves and being breadwinner in their family. However it relates to you, group number 2, but you are definitely needing to stop looking to other people and really take ownership of what you're doing in your own life and take action. What else is holding group 2 back? What else is holding group 2 back? Yeah, literally yourself. I don't know if you've been holding yourself back for a couple years now, and I think maybe there's something you want to do with maybe crafting, welding, spiritually, but maybe there's something maybe you've really been thinking of doing, maybe something with mask, lipstick, makeup, arts and crafts, pottery, something like that. That you've really been holding out on yourself, and you haven't been putting it all into yourself, but you need to. You are the only person that can help you in your own situation, group number 2. There's definitely someone else that you have been feeding a lot of your energy into, and you need to just focus on yourself, group number 2. Anything else that group number 2 needs to know about what's holding them back, Spirit, in this deck? Don't be afraid to reach out for what you want. What I hear is reach out and touch me. Reach out and touch me. If that means that you need to separate yourself from other people, and I honestly feel like, I don't know, I get like kind of sad, like I want to cry or something. I don't know if this is really touching you, or this resonates for you a lot, really, group 2, but you definitely need to stop sleeping on yourself, and you definitely need to put yourself first. And you know, if you need, make sure that the people in your court are there to hold out their hand when you need them, because you're over here helping everyone and the grandmother, but you're not helping yourself, group number 2, because at the end of the day, that's what's really important, you, yourself, and yourself. You need to not only love yourself, but in the next 2 years, you really need to try and focus on yourself, and see how far that's going to go for you, because I definitely think you're going to go really far. You're going to be surprised in all the things you're able to do in 2 years. Let me just put that down. Spirit, what advice or anything you can give group number 2 on what is... I just got a blank. Can I get any advice on what is holding, or how, any advice for group number 2 on what's holding them back? Any advice on group number 2 that's holding them back? I'm gonna take this one. You need to cry it out. If that means you need to sit and cry and mourn the loss of some of your friends that aren't there for you, or are not there to support you, do it. You need to write down your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations, and you need to get a plan together, and you need to do the damn thing. You need to stop feeling fucking sorry for yourself. That other people have started winning. And when I say winning, I mean people who have already started establishing their success, but it's because you're not putting in the energy to get your own success. That's why. You have a lot to offer. You have a lot to put out there, a lot of good, but you aren't putting in. Again, it could be something within, it could be something in makeup, it could be something with your hands, something with writing, but you definitely need to put in the time. Again, the next 2 years is going to be really prominent for you, group number 2. Like, that's going to be your pretty much your prime time. Like, that's going to be like really when you start to develop your ideas. Again, maybe it really could be pottery or something crafty, but whatever it is that you want to do, or you want to create, or whatever your idea is, group number 2, you do need to really try and establish this and get this done. And it's gonna, you know, even if you start making baby steps, at least you're making some type of steps and effort towards it in the next 2 years, because in 2 years, that's nothing. That so much stuff can change. It could be an animal sanctuary that you want to do, but again, you need to start speaking positive to yourself, and stop speaking all your ideas to people. Stop it. Keep your ideas to yourself. You need to embrace all the change that needs to come into your life. I know it's going to be hard for you, group number 2. There is a lot of change that's going to have to happen. There's a lot of people that you do need to cut out, that are kind of just like wanting you to stay where you are. They want you to be exactly where you are. They don't want to see you grow. They don't want to see you come up. They don't want that. They're afraid of it, because you have you're gonna blow them out the water, and that's why. It's definitely something with your hands and your mind and something like that you want to do, but you just need to stop looking at the pros and the cons to it, the good and the bad, the pluses and minuses, however you want to look at it. But you do need to start actually looking at where you want to see yourself in 2 years, where you want to see your life going, and how is that holding you back from what you're doing right now? Is that keeping you different from your other people that are genuine to you? Like the people that are in your life, they're actually blowing up right now. Is that different? Or have they done things different that you're not doing? Is that why they have more success than you? It's not because they're smarter than you. It's not because they're more talented than you. That has nothing to do with it. It's because, you know, they have put themselves first in a situation in their life, and that has made it so it's easier for them to be open to acquire and obtain these good things coming to them. If you don't open up yourself to obtain or receive good into your life, if you don't say, hey, you know, I am putting myself first, I am going to look up what an LLC is, I'm going to start getting a license for this type of occupation, I'm going to start going back to school, whatever it is that you want to start doing. But if you don't actually start putting one foot forward and start doing that, group number 2, you'll never be able to be open enough to receive the types of gifts that your spirits, God, whatever you believe in, has to offer you, because people around you, they've been open to it and that's why they're receiving it right now and you're not. Okay, again, be open to what you need to receive. Okay, anything else for group number 2, Spirit? Anything else for group number 2? I hear ask, receive, believe. You need to believe in yourself, group number 2. You need to ask and pray to the gods about what you want. You need to find a stable relationship, and I really think it's a friendship of someone who's not going to use you, who's not going to walk all over you, but is going to hear you and want the best for you and be on your side. Group number 2, I definitely think you need to make sure, reevaluate who you have in your life and who you want to have in your life when, you know, the going gets tough, and you know, you're gonna have some days when you're just like, oh, you know, like, what am I doing? Everyone has those days, but you need to have people around you that support you and have love for you, honey. Okay, anything else group number 2 needs to know, Spirit? Anything else group number 2 needs to know? Anything else? Anything else? Okay, this card just keeps coming out, so I'm gonna just let it be. It's the play card. Play hard, work hard. You need to get your head in the game and you need to start playing this game called life. Okay, it might sound a little weird, but in life, like the board game, you have different options and different ways that these things can go and different outcomes of how, you know, you can live your life, but it all depends on how you play the game, right? You can buy property, you can sell property, you can rent, you can go to school, you can get a craft, or you can get a trade, and you can win at this game called life. But if you don't play, you don't even put effort into it, you're not gonna amount to anything. Again, that's one of the things that's holding you back, is that you're not putting yourself first. You're putting everyone else above you, my dear, in front of you. I hope that makes sense. You're putting everyone else above you in front of you, meaning you're putting all these people that you think are above you in front of you, because that's the mindset that you have and you need to switch it up. Okay, group number 2. Again, this card came out for group number 1 as well, daydream. You need to really figure out what it is and how you want to play this game of life and how you want to live your life and what that means to you. No one can live your life except for you, but if you don't even try and live it, you're really just not living the most of what you can be doing. Okay, group number 2. Again, I hope that resonated for you. Leave me a comment in the description box if it did, and let's get started to group number 3. Okay, if you picked group number 3, this is well, I was gonna say crystal, but this is your reading. It's a pink, I don't know why I want to keep saying amethyst, but it is, I don't know why I forgot the name, but anyways, Group number 3, this is your beautiful pendulum. I don't know, it just brings me happiness when I touch it, but there's a great energy to it. Alright, let's get this started. We're going to start this a little bit different from group 1 and 2. We're going to put this down and start with this one. Spirit, what is holding group 3 back? What is holding group number 3 back, Spirit? What is holding them back? It's really funny because before I even started shuffling, the Judgment came out of both decks. But I'm going to pretend I don't see it. I'm going to start all over again, okay? Alright, Spirit, what? No. A whole bunch of stuff wants to come out. What? Whole bunch of stuff wants to come out. What is holding group number 3 back? Something tells me to keep your cards face down, so that's what I'm going to do, group number 3. What is holding group number 3 back, Spirit? What is holding group number 3 back? Okay, groups of 2s. What is holding group number 3 back, Spirit? Can I get 2 more cards, please? What is holding? Thank you. Okay. Oh, okay. This is 3 cards. I don't know why, but I feel like very overwhelmed when I'm reading this spread. You're looking at what other people have and you're very envious of what other people have, and there's a sense of jealousy coming over you, group number 3, that to the point where you kind of want to cry, because I generally feel like just a little annoyed. You know when you're annoyed and you're sad because you see all these other people with this money and these cars and da-da-da-da-da-da, and you're over here like eating a cup of noodle, watching them from afar. I think that's what's holding you back, group number 3, is that the fact that you idolize people a little bit too much. You definitely see people in a shimmery light versus seeing them how they really are, because people don't portray who they really are on social media. But they portray a different, they kind of make a spectacle out of it. They kind of make it seem all foo-foo of how their life is, when 9 out of 10 times no one's life is like that. But you are very much into like watching other people and how they're living their life, and you just want to see eyes, nothing but eyes on other things and other people. But that's holding you back in like living in the moment. Group number 3, you're definitely a daydreamer. You're definitely someone who puts their eyes into the moon and just thinks about, you know, what your life could be, how different it could be. Why don't you have, you know, a love in your life, and why don't you have this? Why don't you have that? But it's not even like you actually try, though, group number 3. Like, you are very imaginative, and you definitely, I think, are a little lost in what you want to do, but you definitely are very big into, I feel a sense of social media is huge for you, group number 3. A lot of looking into what other people are doing, how they're living their lives, and what you're not doing. And that kind of makes you feel left out. And maybe you're not quite sure how. You want to create something, you want to do something that's your own. I don't know if butterflies mean anything to you, or you see a lot of butterflies, but if you do, look that up. Look up what the meaning butterflies could be for you, but it could be a transformation. That's also some things that butterflies represent, coming to grow into your own wings, into your own path. But obviously butterflies has numerous meanings, but you want the castle, you want the everything, but you have no actual clue on exactly how to create it for yourself, group number 3. And that's kind of like what's getting in your way. Like, you're kind of very unsure what road to do. I hear maybe you want to do, like, you're honestly thinking of a fast way to make money. You're like, okay, you know, can I do an OnlyFans? Okay, can I do this? Oh, can I get a sugar daddy? Like, you know, can I, what will make me easy money? But I don't really think it's about that. I don't think that's how you do it, group number 3. I think you're actually gonna have to put work into whatever you wanna create and do. I think you're actually gonna have to roll up your sleeves and actually do hard work. I definitely think that's something that you have to learn. I think that's what your transformation is coming into, because you see all these people that just make easy money. You see them making easy coins. It's really doing very little work. People who, for example, just work on or an influencer in a sense, and you're like, oh, that's no work, that's nothing. Like, it is work. Everything you do in life, group number 3, at some point is going to add up into work. And that's kind of what's holding you back, is like not only not having an idea of what you want to do, but not understanding that other people, they be lying. They just be over here trying to showcase their perfect side. I'm sure like you're very like sad, like just kind of like, oh, you know, why can't I have these things, and so forth and so on. But group number 3, like, you know, some things you want to put work into. You don't want to be someone who just has things handed to them, okay? I'm gonna pull oracle cards. Okay. I'm gonna pull. What does group number 3 need to know? What does group number 3 need to know? You want me to take all of these, to put them back. What does group number 3 need to know? I feel like that's a lot of cards though. Like, a lot. Wow. Okay, I want to try this one more time. What does group number 3 need to know? Okay, I'll take it. Thank you. We'll start with these. You need to find something that's pure within yourself and something that speaks to your heart and to your soul. But you also need to look at who you are. Stop looking at what other people are doing and stop being envious in their lives and what they've done. Because people sometimes, again, showcase what the happy part of their life, and they don't ever showcase or talk about the negative or the toxic part or what's going wrong with their lives. They just want to make it seem all happy, happy, happy. But the thing is though, group number 3, if you don't know who you are and the different sides of who you are and what you're about, you won't get very far. And that's something that's super holding you back. Like, you need to not only grow self-esteem but have high esteem for yourself. That's a huge thing to be able to grow into. I know you listen to all these other people and you know, you see all these people doing this and doing that, and you're like, what's the easiest way to get cash? But or make something of yourself, or you know, you see these girls with, you know, all these likes and making money and so forth and so on. But is that really what you want to do? Is that something that you want to play into? Is that something because not everyone can do that. Not everyone can be an influencer. There's no way. That's not how life works. Not everyone can do certain jobs. Everyone has their own calling, and that's what makes their life so special. But you need to stop beating yourself over what you have not done yet in your life and figure out what you want to do. And that's something that you need to focus your energy on and figure it out. I definitely think that you like people, and that's as far as you know. But you also could go into marketing, managing, talent agencies, acting. But I think your spectrum of what you think you want to do is huge, and you honestly find yourself a little lost of what it is that you actually think you're capable of doing, and maybe a little embarrassed that you have no clue what that is. But you definitely need to go slow searching and find what that is, because that's what's holding you back. Not knowing. There's also there's a huge give and take for a balance that you need. There's a huge balance, because you had a lot of black and white in your cards. I was wondering why. Yin yang balance, and once you have balance in your life, that brings a whole new level of restoration within yourself and a whole new being restored within yourself and renewed. But you have to come up with something that kind of makes, because I think you are struggling with money. I think there's something, that's why you're kind of so green with envy about people making easy fast money, because you're having a hard time with money. But you need to really think long and hard and use all aspects of what you are about, your mind, your body, and your soul, to actually think about what it is that you can do that's unique and creative to yourself and speaks to who you are, and stop being so caught up in other people. That I definitely think that is holding you back. Group number 3, I think that's about it. I hope that resonated. Group number 3, again, please leave a comment.